Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be answering an interesting question, or at least trying to answer an interesting question, and something that I think a lot of players never noticed in the first mission of the game. So on my Facebook page, which again, quick reminder, if you guys want me to explore any secrets, mysteries, or try any experiments in Red Dead Redemption 2, my Facebook page is the best place to let me know about something like that. You can send text, videos, photos. It's easy to respond to the messages. So that link is in the description if you want to send me a note over there. But a lot of people were asking me why Sadie Adler never really blamed Micah during the entire story for burning her house down. I mean, it was his fault after all, not the O'Driscolls. So we'll talk about that scene in particular, and also why throughout the story, Sadie might not have necessarily blamed Micah for that. So by now, I'm sure you guys have all played through Red Dead Redemption 2, but to give us a quick refresher, during the very first mission of the game, the gang ends up picking up Sadie Adler from her house. I don't know if picking up is the right term. They rescue her from the O'Driscolls, and during the process, Micah is doing Micah things, and he ends up knocking over a table with a lantern that starts a fire and ultimately burns down her house. Everything she owns completely destroyed. Remember, this is what happens.
Wild thing, ain't ya?
Leave her alone!
I wasn't doing nothing. She's one of them O'Driscolls.
No, she ain't, Micah. Look at her. Miss, are you...
Oh, you fool! Micah!
Miss, now, it is gonna be okay. We mean you no harm. Miss, come on. It'll be okay. We need to get out of here, and quick. Come on now. Oh. You okay, miss?
They came 3 days ago. And my husband, they...
Okay. Miss, you are safe now. And you can't stay here. You come with us. Arthur.
Miss, it's okay. We're bad men. We ain't them. It's okay. Get on. We'll keep you safe until you figure out what you want to do.
What's your name, miss? Miss.
Adler.
Adler.
Sadie Adler. Mrs. He was my husband.
Okay, so that's what happens in the very first mission of the game. And throughout the story, I don't know if Sadie necessarily likes Micah. In fact, I don't know if anyone likes Micah, but she seems to tolerate him because she is a part of the gang. She has to learn to live with them. And throughout the story, she adopts a lot of the same principles as Arthur, just sort of tolerating him, but not necessarily being friendly. So it kind of makes you wonder why throughout the entire story, Sadie was never pissed at Micah for essentially burning down her entire ranch. And I think the answer is yes, she was pissed at Micah Bell. She was incredibly mad, but I think she was even angrier at the O'Driscolls. And we'll talk about why that is the case. So we know that Colm O'Driscoll and his gang ended up staying at Sadie Adler's ranch. Well, staying's probably not the right word. That would imply that they were using it like a hotel. What they ended up doing is basically robbing, ransacking, and killing Jake Adler, who is Sadie Adler's husband. And by doing so, there was no one to protect the ranch, so they basically just took it over. And throughout the story, there's a lot of lines, particularly coming from Sadie, that indicates that not only did the O'Driscolls end up killing her husband, but they kidnapped, likely tortured her, and presumably even raped her during this process. Because remember, when they found her, she was actually hiding in the cellar. And that might not have necessarily even been a hiding place. It could have been where the O'Driscolls were keeping her so that she couldn't escape and they could keep really abusing her. And the reason I think this is the case is because later on in Chapter 6, during an optional mission, which you can do as Sadie, you actually get revenge on the O'Driscolls. And Sadie gives some interesting lines of dialogue that indicates they did more than just kill her husband. So she was very adamant about making sure that Arthur left one of the fat O'Driscolls for her. She said something along the lines of, "Save the fat one for me, he's mine." She also said some other lines like, "Remember me, you son of a bitch," and "You like that? Oh yeah, you like that," as she was basically stabbing him in the gut. I'll let you guys take a listen to some of these lines of dialogue right here.
Fine morning for a killing.
Hey.
You seen anything down there?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of them down there. I'm mostly drunk. But one of them is a fat fella with a beard. Him? He's mine.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah. He was a good man, my Jakey. We was always sweet on one another.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I miss him every day, every moment. They turned me into a monster, Arthur. But my memories of him, they still pure.
I ain't even got that.
You know, you're a confusing man, but you might just be the best friend I got, Arthur.
I know the company you keep. The competition ain't too fierce. We should get away from her.
I think I need to be alone for a bit.
I understand. You, might want to get yourself cleaned up.
Thank you, Arthur.
Now, in case you guys are wondering why your audio dialogue might sound a little bit different, there are different variations depending on the honor you have. Whether you have good honor or bad honor, she'll say some different things, and her interaction with Arthur will be a little bit different. So that's honestly why I believe throughout the entire story, Sadie really isn't all that mad at Micah, at least for what he did in the very first mission of the game. Yes, he was clumsy and stupidly enough to tip over a table that had a lantern on it and caused her house to burn down, but I think she was just so furious at the O'Driscolls that is her main focus of channeling her rage. Not only what they did to her, her husband, her house. I mean, if the O'Driscolls had never showed up, then Micah would have never tipped over the table. In fact, the entire plot of Red Dead Redemption 2 might have been completely different if the O'Driscolls didn't show up at Sadie Adler's ranch and then the Vanderlyn gang showing up a little bit later. So again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think this is something that most players missed during the first mission of the game? That even though Micah was the one that started the fire, he wasn't the one that actually got the blame for all of this. And I think we figure out throughout the story why Sadie never really holds Micah to blame for doing something like that. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of this question? Why do you believe Sadie doesn't blame Micah for burning down her house when technically it was him that did it? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.